If you've been scrolling through endless fitness gear videos, reading a dozen articles, and still feel like you're standing at a crossroads dash, do I get a bulky set of dumbbells, a pricey smart bike, or something that actually fits my cramped apartment? You're not alone. I've been there, juggling a full-time job, a tiny living room, and the desire to finally stop guessing my next workout. That uncertainty is why I'm breaking down the AEKE Smart Home Gym System today, so you can see whether it truly solves the too many options, not enough clarity problem. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. First off, the idea behind this bundle is simple. You get a compact resistance system, a yoga mat, a foam roller, a barbell pad, and a gym towel all in one package. What makes it smart is the AEKE coaching app that claims to adjust resistance on the fly, track your reps, and suggest new moves based on your performance. The promise is a full-body workout without having to buy a whole home gym, and that's a compelling hook for anyone who's tried to piece together a routine from mismatched gear. So, who should actually consider this setup? If you're a beginner or intermediate exerciser who enjoys variety, think a mix of resistance band circuits, bodyweight flows, and occasional yoga. This could be a solid match. The AI coach tailors the resistance to your level, so you don't have to manually figure out which band to use for each set. It also means you can progress from just getting the blood moving to pushing my limits without buying new equipment every few months. People living in apartments, dorms, or RVs will appreciate the compact footprint. The whole system folds into a suitcase-sized bundle that slides under a bed or into a closet. On the flip side, if you're an advanced lifter who relies on heavy plates, barbells, and precise weight increments, the AEKE system might feel like a novelty rather than a workhorse. The resistance bands can't replicate the feel of a 45-pound plate, and the AI can only suggest adjustments within the band's tension range. Likewise, athletes who need specialized equipment like kettlebells for swings or a rowing machine for cardio will find the package lacking. In short, if you're looking for a complete replacement for a traditional gym, keep looking. Now, let's talk about the day-to-day experience. Setting up the system took me about 5 minutes. The bands snap into the base, the mat rolls out, and the foam roller and pad sit neatly beside the base. The app walks you through a quick calibration, where you perform a few reps while the phone's camera or Bluetooth sensor, depending on your phone model, captures your range of motion. After that, the AI starts suggesting resistance levels. What's useful here is the Smart Safety feature. If you start to lose form, the app nudges you to lower the resistance, which can prevent strain, especially valuable if you're training alone. During my first week, I used the system for 3 different workouts: a 30-minute full-body circuit, a 20-minute yoga flow, and a quick 10-minute mobility session with the foam roller. The circuit felt genuinely varied. The AI would alternate between band rows, squat presses, and overhead extensions, adjusting each set based on my previous rep count. Because the bands are lightweight, the transitions were seamless, no need to shuffle plates or re-rack equipment. For yoga, the mat's thickness was adequate, and the AI offered gentle reminders to hold poses longer if your heart rate stayed low. The foam roller, while not a professional-grade high-density one, was sufficient for loosening tight calves after a long day on my feet. One practical strength that stood out was the portability. I packed the entire bundle into a small duffel and took it to a friend's balcony for a quick workout. The whole thing fit, and the AI app still recognized the bands and continued tracking without any hiccups. That kind of flexibility is rare for a system that also tries to act like a personal trainer. The included gym towel is a nice touch, and the barbell pad adds comfort when you're doing floor presses or banded deadlifts. However, there are a few hidden trade-offs. The AI coaching relies heavily on a stable internet connection. If you're in a basement with spotty Wi-Fi, the real-time adjustments lag, and the app falls back to a generic program. The resistance bands themselves, while durable, can lose tension after a few months of heavy use, which means the AI's tailored resistance might feel less accurate over time. Also, the app's library of workouts, though diverse, feels a bit generic after a couple of weeks. If you thrive on constantly fresh programming, you'll end up supplementing with YouTube videos or your own routines. Value for money is where the conversation gets nuanced. At first glance, the price point sits somewhere in the mid-range for smart fitness bundles. You're essentially paying for the hardware plus the AI software subscription, which is included for a year. If you compare that to buying each component separately, a decent set of resistance bands, a quality